The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. Today was just one of those days where I had all of this good intention to do things. The first thing on my list was to go walking. I didn't get to walk yesterday. I had a really bad headache and I couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake it until it was already dark. So I knew that I wanted to go today. I knew that I needed to go today. Skipping 2 days in a row, I really feel it in my body. When I woke up this morning, it was cloudy and I knew that the rain was moving in. I'd put on my rain jacket and I decided to go anyway because I needed to. It was just a light sprinkle at first, but then the rain was a full downpour. I ended up coming back and getting my umbrella and walking with my umbrella in the rain. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I had this moment where I realized things don't always work out like we had hoped. And I'm realizing that there are just going to be these times when it feels like there are roadblocks, there are things that I have to overcome, I have to push through, and I have to just do it. This isn't a new topic. This isn't some earth-shattering discovery. I know that. But even though there are times where I hear people say, I can do anything, we have the strength, I can push through anything. I know for myself and for others around me, there are times where we get a little bit of resistance, we get a little bit of an obstacle, and we decide that the universe is sending a sign and a signal, and I don't need to push through. There are times where I'm finding it difficult to know what to balance. I am trying not to overexert myself and push myself too far. That I'm trying to feel into that energy and feel into that momentum that's naturally there for me to tap into. But I also don't want to waste a day. I don't want to give up too quickly and too easily and then have a whole day gone where I could have been productive. And where is that navigation for me? Yesterday, the energy in either the weather itself or just in the collective, I had a really bad headache and I couldn't shake it no matter what I tried. And every time I tried to get up and do things, the pounding just started back. And finally, I just gave into it. I said, this is what my day is supposed to be. For whatever reason, I'm just supposed to be here in the moment and just rest. After my walk was finished, I immediately went to my studio. I chose some paints out of the cabinet. I got my easel out and a canvas, and I just started painting to move more of the energy. There were so many emotions that were coming up from me from things that had happened in the headlines yesterday. And that was sitting in my heart. It was sitting just in my body. And I was needing to get it moved. And how do I do that? Without being destructive, without being angry, I decided to channel that energy onto the canvas. It was pretty appropriate with the rain this morning and all of the emotions that I had from the day before, that both of these pieces were basically blue colors for the ocean, for the water, for emotions. Between the walk and the painting, I had access to a lot more of my peace. There's still feelings in me. There are still emotions in me, but there's more space for them. When I paint on the canvas, I've realized that I don't have to name the emotions. When I write and use words, there are descriptive words that I associate with those emotions. I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm happy, I'm sad. But when I have and use the paint, I don't have to even define what that emotion is. I can just let it go. I can let all of it go. And it feels like it opens up more space, because when I write those words down, when I write angry and frustrated down, then that's what I'm looking at on the page. But when I paint, it doesn't bring up that same response in me. It's just an image or an art. I have always and will always lean to a more abstract form of paint. And so much of that goes back to my childhood. When I was growing up in the 70s, we had these flooring that had all of these just kind of shapes on it. It was basically like if you had taken a piece of paper and a pen and just made squiggles all around. And it was just these random drawings everywhere. But when I would stare at them and when I would lose focus, then I would start to see faces in those random squiggles. I gravitate towards abstract. So whoever is looking at it can interpret whatever it is that they want to interpret and see. I don't want to just paint a picture of a tree and a mountain, because then you have a tree and a mountain. But when I paint something abstract, each person who witnesses it and sees it can determine then what they see. I have also limited my access to the headlines today, simply because there's only so much that I can take in some days. I'm never going to be somebody who completely ignores headlines and what's happening out in the world. I'm trying to be selective and monitor what information I am taking in and when I have reached my limit. And certainly yesterday I took in too much. And that's what life is, balance. It's all learning to balance. And sometimes you get out of balance so you can get back into balance. It's all about having the awareness of what is happening and having the necessary tools that I need to get myself back into that balance. Every day really is a win, and I have to see it like that. In my younger years, there were times where not every day felt like a win, but I don't feel like that anymore. Every day is a win. Every day I learn something new. I find out more about myself, and every day is a win now. There are no losses. There are just new opportunities to understand myself even more. Yesterday, when I couldn't get up and I had the headache, it was still a win. Because I am no longer using someone else's standards to define what that is for me. I'm not using anybody else's measure of success. And when some days feel harder than others, I have this person that I listen to on YouTube, and one of her things that she always emphasizes is we all chose to be here during this time in life. On some level, our soul chose to be here in this moment. And we're built for it. Even though it doesn't always feel like it, we were built for this. And that's how I lighten some of this in my own world. It's like, okay, I signed up for this. On some level, I wanted to be here in the middle of all this. And how do I embrace everything and continue to show up and be my full self and keep putting one foot in front of the other? Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.